Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And I was looking through my topics that I have written down in my phone that I want to talk about over here today, and I just added one last night. And so I don't really know what direction this video is going to go. Y'all know that when I start talking, I just kind of can't stop. So I'm just going to kind of wing this, okay? For those of you that don't know, on my Peter Does Stuff channel, I have a movie club. It's called Peter's Movie Club, and every week I pick a movie from my past that I loved in the past or impacted me in some way or something like that. And several weeks ago, we watched the movie Welcome Home, Roxy Carmichael, and it was with Winona Ryder, and I think it came out in like 1990, 1991 or something like that. And it's about this girl, and she was adopted at birth, and she lives in this small town, and she is kind of an outsider, kind of a loner. Everybody makes fun of her in school, and she's like greatly bullied. They make fun of her hair, they make fun of how she dresses, they make fun of everything about her, right? And so the most popular person that's ever gone to her school or lived in her town was this woman named Roxy Carmichael. And Roxy Carmichael was so popular that this man ended up writing a song about her, and she's like one of the most famous people in the world. So she's coming home, all right? Well, Roxy Carmichael had a baby that she gave up for adoption. So Winona Ryder's character believes that her mother is Roxy Carmichael, and so that's what the movie's about, right? But at the beginning of it, there was this scene when she's like riding through town on her bike, and all these people are like, kids that are like half her age are like shouting at her, throwing stuff at her, making fun of her, right? And I like start watching this movie, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot all about this song. And there was a Melissa Etheridge song in there that is the theme of the movie, and the song is called Don't Look at Me. And I started listening to this song, and I was like, I forgot how much I loved this song. In fact, I think back in the day, like, I set up my tape player to like record the song so I could listen to it, you know, like off the movie. To this day, there is like, it's not on any iTunes, you can't buy it anywhere, you can't download it. I did find a video that Melissa Etheridge did a couple years ago during the lockdown where she's just playing guitar like in her house, and she plays this, and she talks about like how she played it did it for this movie and stuff like that. But I love this song so much. The song is so inspiring to me, and so I have like the 2-minute and 35-second or 2-minute and 25-second clip of the movie where they play it. Well, it's like the montage that they have on the video of the song is not the actual montage in the movie where they play it. But I keep on listening to it, like when I'm like uploading videos and all this kind of stuff. I just listen to it over and over and over again, right? And I love it. And the song, the part of it says, if you don't like what you see, you don't have to look at me. If you don't like what I say, you can turn the other way. And, you know, it's this song about being who you are, being too much, and always like being yourself, you know? And I talk a lot in my videos about being too much and not being afraid of, you know, singing out loud and you know, dancing around and wearing whatever clothes you want to wear. Just always being yourself. Well, I just finished watching season 44 of Survivor. So, like a week ago, the finale of season 46 happened. And during the finale, they were talking about a player that was on season 44. And her name was Carolyn. And they were talking about how many of them had joined Survivor because of Carolyn's journey on Survivor. And so I was like, well, they've already ruined for me season 44, so I should go. So I'm going back and watching all the seasons of Survivor. And so I'm like, well, I should go back and I should watch season 44 before I go back to season 1 and start watching them. So I watched season 44. I, too, fell in love with Carolyn from Survivor. Carolyn is this woman that is married and has like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old son. He's probably older than that now. And she's been sober. And at the time of the airing, she had been sober for 13 years. She talks a lot about her recovery. She's actually a drug counselor. They say that on the show. And she talks a lot about like when she was using, and before she started using, she never knew how to like appropriately like feel her feelings. Like she didn't know how to express her feelings, and she didn't know how to like be herself, right? And that like she refers back to when she was in 5th grade, she was like the weird kid. Like they would, like all the kids would make fun of her, and she was always the weird kid. And I'm like, oh my god, this is like my story. Like she's telling my story, right? And so I'm watching this, and like one of the things that she does, which is so funny, because like I do this a lot, you know, it's like she'll just like be exasperated, and she'll just be like, ah, you know, and then she just gets it out, then she's fine, right? And then she's kind of like, you know, she's such a cool person because she is the epitome of living out loud, right? She's the epitome of, you don't like what you see, you don't have to look at me. If you don't like what I say, turn the other way. She's literally the epitome of this song, right? And I'm watching this documentary and I'm thinking about this song and I'm like, this is something I feel like I have been a work in progress of trying to, like, as I close my eyes, I see this, like, shell of myself standing, like, 10 feet in front of me, right? And I've been trying forever to just step into that version of myself. To just step into that person that is just like, that is for once and all free, you know, and doesn't care what people think about me and lives the way that I want to live. But she says on the show that she does care what people think about her, that those things that people say about her do hurt her, right? And I think that's part of living out loud. I think that's part of living out loud is admitting that things hurt us, that words and names hurt us, you know, that we do have emotions and we don't know how to sometimes control emotions, you know? When I was using back in the day, if I wanted to be happy, I drank and do these drugs. If I wanted to be sad, I drank and watch a sad movie or listen to sad music. It was very controlled that way. And then I got sober. And I can remember, you know, like my friend, this girl that I was friends with, she and I got sober around the same time. One of my really dear friends. She got sober. I was in treatment. She got sober on New Year's Day. And so if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today. We went to so many meetings together at first, and she was dating this guy that was in my aftercare group. And then they broke up because he went back out and started using again. And I remember we were like going to a meeting, and she like just got really upset in the car. And she said the thing that's the worst about sobriety is that you have all these emotions, but you don't know what to do with it, right? I think that's the thing that I didn't know in year 1, and maybe I didn't know in year 18, and I didn't know in maybe year 22 or 23, but I'm starting to learn in year 29, is that it's not about not knowing what to do with those emotions, it's about stepping into those emotions. It's about stepping into who you really are, not making any excuses about it. You have one life to live. There are going to be a lot of people out there that don't like you. There's going to be even less that, there's going to be even more people out there that kind of side-eye you, but there's going to be a few people, and maybe if that few people is 2, 3, or 4, you're lucky, okay, that really, really like you, that are like, he is a cool person, she's a cool person, I like what she speaks of. If you got 10 or 20 or 100, you are blessed beyond belief, okay? Because the reality is, the majority of the people out there, if you are truly, authentically, genuinely yourself, the majority of people out there are not going to get you. They're not going to understand you. Okay? And when we don't understand something and we don't get something, we have to tear it down. We have to call it names. We have to pick it apart. We have to make fun of it, right? We have to try to convince other people to think that that thing that we don't understand is horrible. We have to, like, you know, try to change other people's perceptions. So if that's the reality of what the world is out there, then what's stopping any of us from stepping into that shadow that's 10 feet in front of us and being our most genuine, authentic selves, being who we really are all the time, you know, on all levels. Some days I'm a little bit better than with others. Some days I dance around, wear what I want to wear, say what I want to say. Other days I'm really edited. Other days I'm holding myself back. And the reason why I hold myself back is because on those days I can't handle the side-eyeing and the criticism. It's not about how I feel about myself in those days. It's what other people think about me. And so I pull in, and I pull into my shell. And that's a really sad thing that I allow that to happen, right? Especially knowing that it is a blessing that I am sitting here today. It's a blessing that I'm filming this video. It's a blessing that I get to live one more day, right? And I don't want to take that for granted. So we need to all step into that person that's 10 feet in front of us and be ourselves and live our truest self lives and be too much and fuck what they say. You don't owe an explanation to anybody. You don't owe anybody a definition for what your life looks like or an explanation. You don't owe them any answers, period. Be you, be too much. And like the song says, if they don't like what you say, they can look the other way. And I love that song. And I've been listening to it on repeat. And on those days that I'm not feeling real empowered, maybe it'll motivate me. Because your comments, they motivate me. The words of other people, the lyrics of other people's songs, they motivate me. You guys help me. We can all help each other. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.